Hello everybody, welcome to our sailing yacht Aluna 22. Well, today I would like to show you my method that I use to climb the mast alone without assistance. So all you need is inside this bag a climbing belt and a loop for your feet. The first item is a conventional climbing belt used by alpinists. It is fitted with a high-strength rope with a diameter of 8 mm and a breaking strength of 2 tons. The foot loop is made of webbings with 2 loops for your feet. Each loop can be tightened around your foot with a buckle. At the upper end, there is a high-strength rope as well. Actually, I do not climb the mast, but the main halyard. So the first step is to fix the main halyard to the foot of the mast. The halyard needs to be very tight. This is done using the winch. As you will climb this halyard, it is very important that you secure it very properly. I use the clutch, the self-telling winch, and at the end a knot for security. In the end, the halyard will run from the foot of the mast in a straight line up to the top of the mast. Now it's time to put on the climbing belt and to tighten all the 3 belts. Here is the rope that I will use to climb the mast later on. When going to the mast, you can easily trip over this rope, so secure it with a simple knot. Before going to the mast, I take the loop for my feet. The storage bag doubles as a toolbox. It is clipped to the climbing belt and can be closed with a zipper. So it is impossible that any tools will fall out when going up the mast. This way I have full concentration on the climbing process. At the mast, I start with a loop for my feet. It is secured to the halyard with a so-called friction hitch knot. A friction hitch knot is a knot that can be moved easily when unloaded, but it will be tight when under load. Actually, there are dozens of friction hitch knots. The problem with most of them is that they either have the tendency to slip when under load, especially on a Dynema halyard, or they get more and more tight the longer you use them, so sliding the knot becomes more and more difficult. This was my problem with the Prusik knot, which is the workhorse of all friction hitch knots. It was getting so tight when I was up the mast that I had some trouble getting down again, which is pretty annoying. The best knot I found is the so-called Swedish hitch knot. It clamps very reliably and it is always easy to move. In the beginning, the Swedish hitch knot is similar to a clove hitch, but with 3 additional turns. So far it's the same as the clove hitch. And then we make a second turn, and a third turn, and a fourth turn. The end is secured with a round turn and 2 hitches. The 2 parts of this knot should have similar strength. To secure this knot, I add an overhand knot to make sure that it won't come loose. The rope of the climbing belt is secured to the halyard exactly the same way, using the Swedish friction hitch knot. With the rope of the climbing belt, it is even more important to secure the knot with the overhand knot. If everything is fine, the friction hitch knot should be easy to move, and it should hold your own weight as easily. Now that we have tied the foot loop and the climbing belt to the halyard, the last step is to put on the foot loop. This is the starting position. With the weight on your climbing belt, you shift the knot of the foot loop upwards. Then you get up. All the weight will be on the foot loop, and you can move the knot of the climbing belt upwards. Then you put all your weight on the climbing belt again. This way you can move the foot loop upwards. You do this again and again and again until you reach the top of the mast. In real time, this will take about 4 minutes. Climbing down works the same way as going up, but in reverse order. With all your weight on the foot loop, you move down the knot of the climbing belt and kneel down until all your weight is on the climbing belt. Then you slide down the knot of the foot loop and put the weight on the foot loop. Start the next cycle by moving the knot of the climbing belt down again, kneeling down to put the weight on the climbing belt. And again and again and again until you reach the ground. Finally, I'm back on deck. Remove the foot loop, untie the rope of the climbing belt, and don't forget to secure the rope of the climbing belt before going to the cockpit. Okay, job done.